So I have a lot of questions for you, but when I saw this, let's say design or interior, it's in live it's pretty amazing. So how this came from?
It's a collaboration. It's initiated by La Kring, and he's an artist friend and the curator. And he thought that the leather paintings of Carl Schmidt, he has like this collection of this painting, also he has the access to it, and he thought it would be interesting to combine it with my installative work. I'm really reflecting on the material that I'm working with. It's really important to me to collect the material, that it comes from a good place, and I listen to the humans that are like carrying the ships and listen to the stories and the worries what they have. And they told me about the wolves, that they came every year and like kill some sheep every year, and there are some strategies how they can coexist like in a good way with the wolves. And but of course there is a whole debate about to shoot the wolf also. So in this winter in Wallis it was allowed to shoot one whole rudel of wolves because the wolf came too near to the civilization.
But they come too close to the civilization because civilization is everywhere now.
Exactly, yeah. Because of the skiing in the mountains, and people go there to ride a bike or to walk, so the wolves have no other chance to come near to the civilization.
And this fur and of course the color is also worth to mention.
Feeling about when I'm working was always to how to explain this. Pink wool has something visceral to me. So to be like when the wolf is eating a sheep and then it's going inside the wolf. Okay, it's something that also looks a bit like meat. It's also a brutal act somehow, but it's also nature. And yeah, I wanted to play with that.
I can imagine that we are inside the stomach or something.
Exactly.
Okay.
Inside the stomach. Yeah.
When someone comes to here and see the installation, you want that to have this kind of irritating feeling, or still should be a comfortable feeling, but starting some kind of conversation.
This act of shooting on a painting or on a chromed steel plate was an idea that was really early in this process of this whole show. There should be like a point where also the brutality or also a shock is here for the viewer. It's a duo show, and then you somehow have a dialogue with the other artist, and my strategy is really going with the material.
Tell me something about the story of this Fomo Art Space, because it might be interesting.
I do like now for 2 years with monthly shows, and collaborate with local artists and also internationally. I'm curating like group shows, duo shows, solo shows. It's an art space. It has also place for experimental approaches. It's more open. Can also give space to different medias, etc. In art school, the teachers always told me that I'm really process oriented. So when I did something, then it is a bit abstract to me, and then like 1 year later I see, okay, it was about this or that. So what I started recently is to collaborate more intensively with some colleagues. What I find really interesting because also why I started to do this art space is also because after art school, then I had the feeling like just working in my studio alone and hoping that I have the genius idea that will me bring success is somehow really boring and also overwhelming and boring at the same time. So I opened up a bit my ego or my vision. It's a strategy to talk, to be in the dialogue constantly, to making shows and processing together, and then really interesting things happening. And it's still, this show is like collaboratively made, but I still have the feeling, wow, it's really my show. You know, it's really what I wanted to say and how it looks, and somehow the also Lark Ring showed me, like, he gave me points also with this Romulus and Remus artwork, and also with the green Venus on the balcony, who is a reference to Arte Povera. That are fields that I'm really interested, but I was not able to, you know, point it out so well. So in the reflection of the collaborative work, and he like saw these points and said, okay, let's do it.
It's very brave that you are not sitting in your studio, but meet with other artists and do artist on space. I mean, it's so good, and I see it like everywhere in Europe. Let's say we have a lot of space. I counted, and even in Zurich we have like 50 places. But how hard is to interact? I mean, with other artists it might be easy because you know you have the same feelings talking. But how can you interact with other, let's say, curators and collectors and other people, organizers, let's say?
It's really interesting. I mean, doing a space gives you visibility, and I think visibility is really important for an artist. And then you're somehow open that people can come to you. And it's interesting that people like curators, art advisor, collectors just show up somehow. So it's somehow open to attract the right people. Also, it's really, when I see, wow, I have so amazing people around me that are really like interested in really professional working, disciplined, like fully on, you know, like you also, you know. I see that, you know, how many cameras do we have here? You're fully on, you know, and it's just like appearing to me, and then I'm like, wow, you know, that's like my mirror. Then I see, okay, I do something right. It's all right, you know. It's cool.
I think this is one thing that is really differentiate in art, because when you are working in a bank, and you do an 8-hour job, you might get bored. You might don't even want to be there, but you be there for the money. But when you are artist, you cannot just sit 8 hours in your studio and doing nothing, because you don't get paid and you don't get attention, you don't have anything. So kind of passionate is needed for art, no?
You create something that's valuable for you or has a logic for you, but my aim would be that the visitors see like the same, but it's not a guarantee. So it is passion. It's not like physics or something where you have a clear answer to things.
I will ask about Zurich Art Weekend, because now this is the time when this Art Weekend event is there, and you are part of the story. Do you have extra attention, extra visitors according to them?
Zurich Art Weekend is really special. I like it, but it's like it has so many events, and all my friends who are doing like a space or something, they are like positioned in their own space. So somehow the local art scene is like on a position, and then it's open for like international people, or also people that usually don't go to exhibitions or so. Then it's really open, and you really have visitors you don't have during the year. But it's not like the local art scene that shows up because no one has time. Everyone is somewhere, you know. I like it a lot how they organize it, and our professionals also in doing that, and are really open also for like an art space for me to make the events, to stay in contact with me and everything. It's one of the most important weekends in the year.
Is it a good place? I mean, Zurich is a good place for art because, okay, there are many rich people, but also they are might not interested in art, but just monies and Ferraris and things like that.
I think it's a good place, yes, to do art and to have an art space, yes. Ask me this question again when I tried it in another city. Then I have a, you know, then I have a relation. So wow.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, that's really something that I want to explore also. To how is it to run an art space in another city or so? So also not in Switzerland.
You also have another space called Mint or Mind. Well, one space is not enough for you. How has it happened that you have another one?
Mint is a pop-up gallery near Central, and for half a year, 6 shows. So doing a program and organization is like, for me now, really something automatically. So I know I have a good team. We kind of can do it easily, and Mint Space, we just had the opportunity that it was a nice space, not so expensive rent, and then we thought, okay, let's do it, and we had to build up some walls like we did in Fomo, so we already, you know, done it once, and then to do it once again, it just needs like a bit of discipline, and let's do it like this. But it was like not a stress, like I knew, okay, it will be fine. Also, it's more commercial also, it's like a gallery. Here's an art space, more experimenting, different medias, funding, and Mint is gallery, selling through just the works, selling the works. In the end, it's artist run, so it's always also a question where I position myself.
Let's do it mentality. I think it's very rare in the art life because everyone is just so conceptual, and even when you go to art school, the first thing you learn is that, okay, please first take a seat, have a concept, then work on the concept for 2 weeks, then work for another half year, and before you do anything, you have to visualize.
But I really enjoyed then in the second year of my bachelor that a great Swiss artist, Marianne Müller, was like really practical oriented teacher. Like she was in the first day like, okay, students, in 2 weeks we do a show elsewhere of the art of the University of the Arts, and what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And then like, drawings. Okay, how many? 20. Okay, go, you know. And everyone was like, okay, running and doing something, and that was so nice for me to actually do the work.
You had an installation called Careless, which grabbed a lot of attention, I guess. So it was like a nest woven, like the basket material, and it was like a home for birds or something, a kind of cage. I only saw the photos of the installation, but there was a very natural environment, like a museum ready with some black lines, and the only object was this cage, which was too big for a bird but too small for a human, or let's say, well, that was my things. So what was the story of that?
It's built with willow rods, and this is an old material that human used for make baskets. I mean, it's still used, but it's like a niche product now. And it's also a material that comes from an ecosystem that the human is involved, special trees that get cut every year, and so the branches really grow really straight, so you can use it to weave and woven to make these baskets. And I collect this material. It's also a material that is like natural, but also like for free, that we have more than we can use. The same with the wool. Swiss material, I really liked it, and I started to, you have to put it in water, and I started to around my body actually to make this nest. And then I hang it up in the room, and it was the idea. I showed it first in the University of the Arts, which is a new building, and it's really technical, it's really organized, it's a bit like a spaceship inside there. Everything is like controlled from the system, like when the windows are opening and closing. As an individual in this complex University of the Arts, you cannot influence so much. It's really like a spaceship, and I wanted something natural in this technical environment, that it's a bit interrupting the room. Mm-hmm. And with the grid that highlights the technical aspect, and take the grid as much as possible to the room. And then I was honored to also show it in Osijek at the International Student Biennial, and then they gave me the first prize for this installation.
Thank you very much for the